friends and family, we are gathered here today to celebrate the life of Diana Marlene Pettit. Most of us knew her as Billy, because if you dared call her Diana, you were going to get an earful about it. If you didn't know her as Billy, you probably knew her as mom, grandma, sister, aunt, great-grandma, cousin, wife, friend, and occasionally doc. Billy, or Grandma as I call her, was a strong, determined, confident, tough, resilient, strong-minded woman. She had an iron will, and she was and is the most honorable person I've known in my life so far. She would say the same thing to your face as she would say to your back. She had no fear for anyone. My grandma had a love for animals, always rescuing. She had a soft spot for cats and horses, whether they were brought to her or she found them or they found her. She loved gardening. Growing up, her garden was always full of flowers and fruits and vegetables. She was always outside tending to it, or picking hazelnuts, or searching for wild blackberries, but they had to be the small blackberries, not the big blackberries, because there's a difference. There wasn't too many jobs she couldn't do, whether it was installing floor, painting, canning, sewing. She could do it all. She worked for everything she had. She took so many jobs over the years to support the love of her life, her family. I can recall a story my mom, Darcy, once told me. My grandma was chasing JR, her son, in the yard when he was around 13, I believe. He was laughing, having a grand old time, because she couldn't catch him. He was too fast on his feet. In her chase, she found a gopher hole to drive her foot into, which sent her a-flying. By the time she got up, everyone was laughing so hard, including her, she forgot why she was chasing JR in the first place. I can recall one time I made the mistake of calling her Grandma Diana. I got an earful over that one. No one calls her Diana. It is Billy. You didn't question it. You just, yes ma'am. I asked my aunt if she could recall any stories about my grandma. I got so many, but the one that stood out was when Lisa was talking about when she was in grade school. My grandma worked in the cafeteria as a lunch lady. She substitute taught for teachers whether they were sick, they didn't want to be there, they just needed to step out. She was always more than willing to step in. But what really stuck with me was when my Aunt Lisa was talking about how when my grandma was at the school, she was always helping. And it wasn't just the teachers. She would help out the dirt poor kids that had nothing. She'd give them a place to sleep if they needed it. Clean clothes, meal. She was always helping people. My grandmother touched, helped, and impacted the lives of so many people. She never got to do all the things she wanted. She didn't get to become a flight attendant. She didn't get to go to beauty school. Instead, she got to be a mom, a grandma, a great-grandma, a sister, an aunt, a wife, and a friend. May she rest in peace with the people and pets that she has loved and lost.